Over the last 3 years, Lars Simonson's family have spent more time outside than inside, but according to themselves, they are nothing special. Their family has cycled through Australia, skied from the highest peaks in North America, canoed 2,000 kilometers down the Yukon River. And tonight, Lars is going to tell us how adventure became his family's way of living. So please welcome Lars, all the way from Denmark.
I got one. Cool. Thank you very much. Yeah. When I was a child, I cried every day going to school because the other kids were teasing me. When I became a man, I wanted to join the army. They didn't want me. And my last name is not Fines. I'm just a normal Danish guy, a little crazy maybe, but nothing special. So it took me another 20 years before I did something as adventurous as some of the guys here tonight. And the decision was taken for me. I lost my house and my job in one go. And I was on the street with my family, my wife and our 2 kids, only 5 and 7 years old, and made 2 plans. I made a plan A to get a new house, get a new job, and a plan B to go in 2 kayaks from Copenhagen to Istanbul. I chose the easy option. I went for plan B. And it was an amazing trip. It was tough. It was a true adventure and full of surprises. And we continued all the way down through Europe, did 2,000 kilometers of rivers and canals and 274 lock gates before we came to the Mediterranean Sea. And in the Mediterranean Sea, we are then, it's coming, there. We are then approaching Monaco. And I wanted to stay in the yacht club of Monaco. I thought that would be cool to stay in Monaco. So I called the yacht club. I said, can we come and stay? And they said, you can have your kayaks here, but you cannot stay. Okay, well, we have everything with us. We just need a floor somewhere, and we'll be fine. And then he said, this is the yacht club of Monaco. You don't sleep on the floor. So I said to Susie, okay, it doesn't matter, we go anyway. So we went. They filmed us when we were coming in. They took pictures. They gave us a flag. They gave us a tour of the yacht club. They drove us in the limousine up the hill, put us into a luxury hotel with a view over Monaco. We were the kings of Monaco that day. And the kids made it happen. Kids can open doors that we can't. So get kids, for bloody. Anyway, it wasn't always amazing. We had tough days. And some of the days, especially one day, Susie yelled at me. She said, Lars, we're never going to do this again. And I agreed. It was a bit tough. So we decided it didn't matter if the trip was going to take 3 or 6 months longer. We needed to be happy and we needed to have fun. And fun we had on days like this. On days with dolphins around us, jumping in and out of the kayak. And we even had a day where we had a whale right next to us. It was so close. My son looked at it and he said, Dad, I can see the eye. I can see the eye of the whale. Incredible times. And the picture's coming up in a second. And here, we're just a normal family. Nothing special about us. So we argue like anyone else. And how did we deal with this? Being together for 24 hours. Well, keeping a good 200 meters between us for 4 hours. That helped. And then everyone was happy once we get back together. And this time alone with your child, no interference, no phone, no nothing. Just being out on the ocean with one child and just talk for hours. That was the best thing for me and Susie, my wife. Well, we're in the south of Italy and we have to go across to Greece. It's 57 miles across. And being out there in the middle, so far from the coast, you couldn't see land anywhere. It's an amazing feeling. And it took us 12 hours to get across. And then we came to Greece and we were going to the first island, Otani. And from there, we're just island jumping down through Greece. It was summertime again. It was the best time of our whole journey. Just being there together, swimming and having fun. But there's always a but. When we got to a peninsula called Artus, no women had been there for 400 years, and we were not allowed to stop. So we had to get around it, and it's 70 miles around. And so we just had to go for it. And I thought, okay, if it's perfect, if perfect condition, 16 hours, we can make it. It wasn't. And the wind died. And after 16 hours, we were still on the water. And we had beautiful, it was beautiful like this, and we had a beautiful night. It was totally quiet. We had stars above our head, and we were just going. But then suddenly, I couldn't find Susie. I lost her. She had fallen asleep. I found her after 5-10 minutes, and then we continued through the night, and it was like this. Well, what also happened was we had plankton in the water. So the kids were sitting with their hands in the water. We were having our hands in the water. Everything the kayak touched had this blue light around it. It was incredible. We even had dolphins right next to us at one point. And this is the light that we had. Unbelievable. But we're going through the night. I'm tired. We're getting to the mornings, and I'm absolutely naked, 20 hours on the water. And everyone is asleep. I'm pulling both the kayaks, and my legs are moving. We're using our legs to get forward, no wind. And then I would fall asleep. But I'll wake up again because my legs were still moving, and then I'll fall asleep. And that's how I continued. And then the sun came, the wind came, and it took us over to an island, and we arrived after 27 hours and 70 miles. Here we are. And we couldn't believe it. Our little family had gone so far with only kids 5 and 7 years old. It's crazy. And here, after 1.5 years, 4,500 miles, we finally reached Istanbul. A crazy dream had come through, and we could celebrate it. And yes, I think the reason why we made it all the way was the people of Europe. They helped us. And what else? What did we gain? Well, we had overcome so much. We had pushed our boundaries light years. We had stayed in a tent for 1.5 years. If we lose everything tomorrow, give us a tent, give us a sleeping bag, and we'll have the time of our life. Thank you.